Hey everyone, it's your boy Nukes, and today I'm going to show you how to play Priest DPS in PvE in the patch 13.1. I will show you my hybrid build using both melee and range skills. This is a build to maximize your DPS for compasses, for example, but you will have less defense because we will play without a shield, and we will also skip some defense skills and rubies. That's why I don't really recommend this to people who are new in the game or new to PvE in general. I would recommend you to play a full range build, and when you get more comfortable with the gameplay, you can just switch to this build because a range build is way easier to play and less risky. Okay, so in this guide, I will go through the talent points, the rubies, the stats, and I will finish by showing you the rotation to use in single target, right? And also in AoE. So yeah, let's get started by the talent tree. So of course we want to take every DPS skills since we use both range and melee skill, right? So we get pretty much everything above DPS except Chain of Light because the skill is really bad even in AoE. The only difference you can have is about utilities that we need to make some choices. That's a build I use for compasses, so I keep Glint rank 1 because it's useful, but I don't really need the extra mobility, so even if it has a long CD is fine to me. I use Blind rank 1 because, well, it's just a small CC and the CD is really high anyway. I use long CC rank 2 because long CC is useful in PvE, but I don't really use it every pack, so I can just precast it time to time. If I need something like a long CC really fast at the beginning of the pack, I can just use a fish to long CC. And I think the big thing is to take defense rank 3, because since the defense from support got nerfed, like they have lower uptime than before, it's really important to be able to use an extra defense in case you need it to survive an AoE. So yeah, you can make some change if you're not using it and take like long CC rank 3 or Glint if you're more comfortable and you want more mobility. But I think this build is really fine for like any PvE content, right? For the rubies, well, there is nothing special. It's the first grid, since it's mostly for heals, but we still want to take stamina rubies. We will also take DF, but only rank 2 because we lack rubies, and bleeding because, well, it's a really powerful self defense for priest, which heal and shield at the same time, so yeah, it's really a go-to. For the second grid, well, we will just take the stats and rubies which increase the damage of abilities like melee and cleansing flame. These two rubies are really nice as they will enable us to spam Holy Rage more often and to generate more fanatism, so it will increase your overall DPS. For the third grid, well, we take basically everything, but there is nothing special compared to a range build. The only thing we don't take is the 3 rubies, because, well, we don't even take Chain of Light, but yeah, as I said before, Chain of Light is really weak. I think it's really a bad skill for like every build even in range, so yeah, we just skip it. So yeah, as I said before, this build has a low defense compared to a full range build, since you will be able to take armor of light rank 1 only, DF rank 2 only as well, and you will also have the risk of being melee during the fights and not just being range and staying safe in every situation. So yeah, that's it for the talent tree and for the rubies. Now for the stat points, well, that's what I use right now. It will mostly depends with the tier 3 you get, right? But yeah, mostly you want to cap the determination to 1k3, and the supremacy around 750. And then you can balance between proficiency and brutality the way you want, depending of the duration of the fights. If the fight is really short, you can use way more proficiency than brutality. So yeah, you can just go 50-50 if you're not really sure. You can't really go wrong. You will see just a small difference, but yeah, I recommend you to use more proficiency than brutality most of the time. You can also use some luck if you have some tier 3, like, I don't know, 2 items. I didn't try it, to be honest, since I'm quite, well, unlucky with gear. And for the defensive stats, mine are actually wrong because of tier 3. You want to play with 0 survivability, 750 caution, and the rest between vitality and bloodlust, depending if you need a lot of bloodlust. But yeah, honestly, if you use your defense like correctly, defensive stats are not really a big deal, so you can go a bit YOLO in defensive stats. Now for the rotation, which is kinda the same as range, but yeah, just with a small difference because we have to add the melee skills. You just want to use Fervid Prayer and Frenzy on CD. Then you want to use Heavenly Smite and Early Rage on CD. Then you want to, well, if you have 2 Fanatism or higher, you just want to use Particle of Light. And the only difference is you want to use Celestial Judgment when you are under Frenzy, and if you don't have Frenzy anymore, you want to use Divine Sentence. So it looks like something like it. So I will just pull and use Fervid Prayer Frenzy, then Smite, Holy Rage, then I want to spam my Fanaticism, then I have Frenzy, so I want to get Celestial Judgment, and when I'm out of Frenzy, then I want to use Divine Sentence instead of Celestial Judgment. So yeah, I always want to spam my Fanatism, Holy Rage on CD, still spamming my Fanatism. Then I want to use Fervid Prayer, Frenzy on CD, Smite, Holy Rage, and then under Frenzy just use Celestial Judgment. And when I don't have any stacks, then I want to go back with melee skills. And this way you will have a really nice DPS, right? Because Holy Rage is dealing a lot of damage, and Divine Sentence gets you more Fanatism than Celestial Judgment, so you will be able to use more Particle of Light and reduce the CD of Fervid Prayer and Holy Rage with this. In AoE rotation, you can use Zealot Harder, which is a race ability increasing your luck, which can be really nice to use at the beginning of AoE with Smite. And you can also use Luminary, but yeah, nothing will change in the AoE rotation. You will most likely use Fervid Prayer, Frenzy, stack up your Determination, use Smite, Holy Rage, and then spam Particle of Light, and you will just be able to spam Particle of Light because you will get a lot of Fanatism with Cleansing Flame. So yeah, I think that's it. The only thing I forgot to say is for potion you want to use Holy Damage, Potion, and Elixirs, and Determination Food of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any question about this build or about Priest in general, just feel free to contact me on Discord, on game, or even on YouTube comments. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a nice day.